Hello YouTube, Anything's Possible Music here, how are we? This is going to be a video on artwork. Now obviously there comes a time and a place where we have to do artwork for our music. If it's album cover, single cover, or in this example it's going to be a Spotify playlist cover. Now obviously I'm currently going through a phase where I'm trying to heavily promote my music via playlists. Now I'm trying to create my own playlists rather than rely on trying to get on other playlists. So one of the things you need to do is, if you want to get a good playlist, you need a good album cover. So this is just going to be a very quick video on some of the sites I use, which are Pixabay, Canva and FontSpace. Now they're really good free sites to use. You only have to pay if you actually want to donate to the creator, but otherwise they're really good sites just to get and create your own artwork. Where if you're on a budget, it's just cheap option like I've done. I'll show you how to do this. So enjoy this video, and I'm just going to show you basically how I've created a Spotify playlist cover. Okay, thank you very much, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So all the artwork I've ever used is through a combination of Pixabay, Canva and FontSpace. All are extremely good sites, so I recommend you check them out individually, and they're all free in most parts. So I'm going to show you a few examples already on my Spotify page. So if we quickly have a look at my Spotify account, please follow my playlists as thank you for doing this video. But as you can see, I'm currently going through a little phase where I'm like trying to get my music on my own playlist. So you can see all the playlists I've created so far. So I'm going through a little phase at the moment, and you can see all the artwork that I've done previously on a lot of these. Now I do it for my playlist, and I've also done it for my actual songs and albums. So you can see that my playlist numbers are starting to climb quite quickly at the moment, which is good. But we're going to look at this working from home playlist which I've created. So there's the album, there's some of the other examples, but we've got this working from home playlist, which is the one I want to do. But at the moment there's no artwork on it, so it looks pretty ugly from someone just looking at it. So let's go and have a look at a few examples of the playlist that I'm probably going to be competing against, and let's go and look at their artwork. So let's check the playlist on the working from home search. Now you can see there's my example there. That's the playlist I want to do, but it looks quite ugly. So it's sitting there right next to the Spotify version, which is the one I'm going to compete against. And you can see there's a few examples of similar playlists, but they've all got these four sort of squares within a square, and it just, to me, I just think it looks ugly and lazy. So what I want to do is I want to create some artwork. So let's go and have a look at Pixabay. Now this is free. You can donate to the users, which I have done. You buy them a coffee. So let's go and have a look at some of the options I want to do. So I'm thinking about working from home. So the first thing I think about is like a desk. So I just put in word desk, see what happens. Let's have a look at some of these pictures. Now obviously you want really something that's going to stand out. You scroll down, there's not really much there, just pictures of laptops, etc. I mean, I like cartoons, so that one's pretty good. So I'm not really keen on that one. Now let's try working from home, see what comes up. Again, very similar, lots of pictures of laptops and computer screens, which looks a bit boring personally. So let's go and have a look at the word stress. Now obviously it's a nice relaxing place, what I'm trying to achieve here. So we just pictures of people looking depressed, but there's this one here that I quite like this. It's quite amusing. I think it's just someone who looks stressed from working from home. So as you can see, it's got that sort of working from home feel to it. So I could buy him a coffee, but I'm just going to download the picture for free. Obviously I just have to do this sort of control thing where I just have to select all the traffic lights, etc. So what you're going to do is I'm going to use this picture for the first part of my artwork. Now I could buy my coffee, I could just I can donate some, but let's go and have a look at Canva. So Canva's what I'd use to create a lot of stuff. So my YouTube thumbnails are done through Canva. You can do a lot of Facebook, a lot of Instagram. It is a very good site. I do like Canva, and I highly recommend it to a lot of people. But we're going to look for album cover. Just see what comes up. Now there's a lot of options already, but we're going to use a blank version. So basically what happens is this sort of square pops up, and obviously that's the same square that matches the Spotify dimensions. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload that image that I downloaded. You can see all the previous examples. You can see my artwork for brothers and sisters there. You can see some of the other ones I've recently done. So we're going to select the artwork. We're just obviously going to that uploads like that. So you drag it across, and the square goes into the square. So what I also like to do now is I need to sort of add some fonts. Now there's also these little element things which I use. Now if you look at a thumbnail, you can see that subscribe button which I drag across, but because this is a Spotify one, I'm going to drag the Spotify across. I'm going to shrink it so it looks like a proper Spotify, so that looks a bit tidier now. And so as you can see, it's coming along now, but what I need some good text. So there are some text options here. Now I use Glow quite a lot, but there are paid versions which you can't use, which they're okay. I don't think they're amazing, but the Glow option is actually free. So what you do is you just copy it across. You do your work from home, or do whatever the playlist you're trying to achieve is. If this was an album cover, this would be your artist name or your album title. So you can sort of mix it around, etc., etc. Just change the size of it, put locations, etc. But unfortunately, I'm not gonna use this for this one, because I think you can change the color. It's like, look, if I use white doesn't particularly work very well. Yellow and blue seems to work better. But obviously I did want to show you the subheadings as well, but I'm gonna obviously do a lot of this in font space, which to me has a lot better options for text. It's like much better. So I'm just going to put in here a subheading just to make sure someone's got something else to read as they're looking in the search options, which I think is a very good option. So black on blue doesn't particularly go well, but I'm going to change that in a minute. So you just change the shape around, etc., etc. Music to make your day fly by. I'm going to change that eventually. Change the color. So yeah, white looks a lot better than black does, definitely on the blue. But let's go and change it around a little bit more. Just keep moving around to find something that seems to work properly. But yeah, it's just an example of the fonts. I mean, to me, they're not as good. I quite like font space, but you can get away with the ones in Canva. So font space, like you can see there's like 92,000 plus fonts in here, so it's absolutely huge. And basically what you do is you just copy them across. You type in what you need. One thing you do need to make aware of is there's paid versions and there's also commercial free versions, so just make sure you're not using a font which you should be paying for. So that's one of the things. I think there's an option to upgrade. I mean, I'm not 100% familiar with it, so if I just was to type my anything's possible name in and obviously change the color, but we want to look at working from home. So that's what we got to do now. We've got to try and work out whether or not we've got a decent sized font to use. Yes, like you can see the 100% free ones, which is the one I'm using. Obviously change the color around. Ideally I'm looking for a white one, but obviously because it's white on white, you can't actually see it for the time being. But you can go in, check out all the different curators who create all these fonts. So I'm just going to use red for the time being. Just red just makes it easier for me to see. So I quite like that font, but what font do I really want to use? It's up to you, really. Depends on what your style. If you're creating an album for sort of metal, then you want to sort of sharpish looking, sort of nasty, devilish sort of look. But let's go back and just like copy and paste, and you copy and paste it from font space into Canva, and like that. And that's about it, really. So I'm going to show you the final version because I'm not going to bore you to death watching me trying to choose all the fonts. So this was
my first version. I went with a few different fonts. I've gone with some sort of funky font up top, working from home, and then I've got sort of a description in the picture, which is fine. So I think that looks all right, you know. So I'm gonna go with that. I might chop it around eventually, but this was like the final version. So what did you think? I thought it's all right. Then what you do is, once you've got a version, you just click the download button. You can save it as whatever, but I tend to do it as a PNG or a JPEG. I normally save both because some sites don't allow you to use one or the other. So just save both versions down, and that's it. You save it to your desktop. Go back to your Spotify. Go to your playlists. Find your playlist again. Click on the what's it. Then you select your options. You select the what's it. Comes in like that, and there we are. Just it's changed around. It looks a lot better now, you know. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go back to Spotify just to prove that it now looks a lot better. So if I'm going to do the search again now, so just quickly search working from home and go to the playlists, and as you can see, my what's it is now updated. So it's just which one of those looks most appealing, you know. I think my one actually looks the most appealing one. It's got a description in the picture, which helps. I think is going to hopefully help quite a lot. And that's it. So it just looks a lot better. So here's the final word.
So YouTube, that was a very quick overview of how I created a album cover for one of my Spotify playlists. Now, it's probably not the best one I've ever done. My favourite so far is Peace and Quiet, but it is a much better option than just having the standard 4 blocks, which just to me looks a bit ugly and lack of effort. So if you do want to get into playlist creations, which is something I'm looking to do at the moment, then I think this video will definitely help you. So enjoy the playlist if you want to give it a listen, and remember, if you do want to get on my playlist, then obviously just follow the comments in the description by checking out my link tree, and I'll do my best to add it. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and enjoy the rest of the videos that come along. Thank you very much.